Hey YouTube, welcome back. So right now we are officially boiling. I actually had to move it from the stove back to this bullshit hot plate. I'm sure there's guidelines I have to follow on these, but I'm not going to use them. So what we want to do here is, I'm going to follow the hop schedule. But as for adding the liquid malt extract, the LME, so you can either add it like now, or you can add it like 15 minutes within the end of the boil. It will change your utilization on your hops slightly, or maybe a lot. Doesn't really matter though, because it's, you're going to get beer out of it. So what we're going to do is we are going to open up these liquid malt extract kits or cans, and we're going to dump them into here, and we're going to use a brew spoon to scrape them out. All right. So give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. Did you know you've been using this wrong your entire life? You don't do this. That's not how you do it. No, you do this. Yeah. Go ahead and look at an electronic version, and they open the can like this, you idiots. Right? Okay. Speed up time. Velociraptor! So this is special operations. Fatheads does one every year. And it's supposed to like benefit the military vets and shit like that, that's fucking cool. This is supposed to be a hazy IPA, and as you can see, it's crystal clear. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the lid over here. All right, I'm actually gonna turn the heat off temporarily, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna slowly start pouring in this liquid malt extract, and you want to continually stir so that you don't scorch any of the sugar on the bottom of the kettle. So go nice and slow. The volume inside of the pot is going to increase, so don't be alarmed, obviously, because you're adding liquid, hence liquid malt extract. Make sure you're not getting anything on the bottom, because you will scorch it and it will burn if you do that. Trust me, I've scorched plenty of liquid malt extract on the bottom of my kettle. So anyway, pour that in. Make sure you give it a nice good stir, a little scooperooski. Make sure you get all that good deliciousness out of there. If you leave a little bit in the can, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Don't get all bent out of shape because you're like, oh, I didn't get all the sugar out. Like, honestly, it's going to be fine. So that's the first can. We got this second can here. So you could use either liquid malt extract, you can use dry malt extract. From what I've understood for many years, dry malt extract can help add a little bit of mouthfeel to your beer. So if you're doing like a stout or you want a little bit of chewiness to it, as they say, you could use dry malt extract. Or don't. Totally up to you. So yeah, you can definitely feel the viscosity of the liquid in the kettle increase as you stir, which is obviously totally normal. You probably don't really have to worry about a boil over in this type of situation, but if you do ever experience a boil over, you want to do two things. One, shut the heat off immediately. Two, keep a spray bottle of, sometimes I actually, believe it or not, I use sanitizer. Keep a spray bottle nearby because you'll notice the head of the beer is going to start to rise, or the wort is going to start to rise. Knock it down with a little bit of sanitizer, or you can use water. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. But you definitely want to kill the heat or turn it as low as possible. Trust me, I've boiled over so many times. It is super annoying. You have to clean the outside of the pot. You got to clean the stove. You got to burn the house down and hope that everybody gets out safely. But long story short, don't boil over your pot. So now we're going to bring this back up to a boil, which is probably going to take a few minutes. So go ahead and enjoy a beer, and we'll be back in a few minutes. be fun. Did anybody learn anything from this video so far?
For me, you look at that piece of paper and it's overwhelming.
Okay, I mean...
You're taking that information and you're presenting it...
I'm bullet pointing it.
You are, but you're making it make sense.
Am I making it make sense, or am I just drinking and swearing?
Well, a little bit of that.
When I first started brewing, this thing is not up to temperature yet. It's getting there. So when I first started brewing, I read tons and tons and tons of books. I just read shit. Like, one of my favorite books was Brewing for Dummies by Marty Nichelle. And now I'm friends with Marty on Facebook. Count it. No, the whole point was, when I was brewing 14 years ago, when I first started, Facebook wasn't what it was, or what it is now. MySpace was the thing. They didn't have fucking how to brew videos on fucking Facebook or MySpace. We had fucking books. I've had this book here, like this one right here, Designing Great Beers. It's one of the best books I've ever had about brewing beer.
Okay.
People need to read this kind of shit, not fucking YouTube videos.
But let's take a step back. Okay? Again, we're talking about someone who's brewing their first batch of beer. Maybe they
Brewing for
understand.
Dummies. Brewing for Dummies.
They just want to get their feet wet.
All right,
They
my
want a
YouTube
kid-
videos.
That's right.
For anybody who wants to talk about beer and learn about beer and be accepted for
Maybe
just
drink
beer and just like be included and not have to worry about like, oh, I make good beer, don't talk to me, I'm the head brewer. Burp, 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 burp. Go to Wrecking Crew Brewworks, because we're the brewers, we're the owners, and we're also the bartenders. So
Hey, what's the address?
oh, Wrecking Crew Brewworks, 144 North Court Street, Medina, Ohio, 44256.
Hey, I heard pants might not be required at this establishment.
They are required by law, but you can take them off if you want to. Let's talk about politics.
Let's not.
All right. This is a slow rolling boil. It's a gentle boil. We are now at the point where we can start adding our hops.
Woo-hoo.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add our first addition, which is similar to Velociraptor Hood Ornament. We're going to add our first addition. These are a mixture of Columbus and Warrior hops. So these are bittering hops. There's a lot of information out there available on the types of bittering hops or different types of hops you can use. You can use low alpha acid hops. You can use high alpha acid hops. Again, if you need to know what an alpha acid is, like we're not basic brewing, but like we're a little bit over basic. Like I'm not like a basic bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty sure I've seen you slam White Claws.
I will drink a White Claw. The whole point is when you add your hops here, these are for bittering hops. This is what's going to give you that hop bite. You're going to get a little bit of that bitterness. This is what you're getting out of your IPA. You can add whatever the fucking type of hop you want in here. A lot of the acids and oils and stuff are going to break down during this period from now until the end of the boil. That a majority of the flavor is going to be gone. The aroma is going to be gone. It's mostly just going to be bitter. So again, there's going to be people that might say, you know, the type of hop during your bittering or the type of bittering hop's going to change the end flavor. I mean, it might change it a little bit, but literally all of the compounds and stuff that add to the flavor and the aroma, they're all going to be boiled off by the end of it anyway. So your bittering hop can literally be any type of hop you want. Again, people might disagree with that, but they're also stupid, so I'm right. We are in the middle of the boil. We've been boiling now for about 20 minutes. I had to do another beer break. So this beer is the Neo IPA India Pale Ale from Thirsty Dog. We're going to take a drink real quick. It's a beery beer, you know. Tastes like beer. We're going to be adding hops in the next 20 or 30 minutes. And we'll be back for that addition. But basically, you just want to take your hops and lay them out. Measure them out if you need to. In this recipe, you just made it a little easier. Just add like 1 ounce at a time kind of thing. Other than that, you want to make sure that your yeast is out already. If your yeast is out, you won't have to worry about shocking the yeast when you drop it into the wort. We could definitely talk about rehydrating yeast and making sure that the cell walls and shit don't break and all this other crap. But again, just fucking cut the pack, dump it in the wort when it's chilled down after you're done boiling it, and you're still going to get fucking beer. You really, again, you don't need to worry about people saying that you're going to fuck up the wall structure of the cell or the hop or yeast or blah, blah, blah. Again, it's a lot easier than people make it out to be. So yeah, we'll be back in about a half hour, and we're going to add our next edition. Thanks, YouTube. We're going to do the last couple editions of the beer. I'm not going to fucking talk about it anymore. Basically, at 60 minutes, we added Columbus. At 30 minutes, we added Zythos. At 15 minutes, we added Citra. And for the rest of it, we're going to add a little bit of Citra, Simcoe, and Zythos. Then we're going to go into a dry hop schedule, which is going to be down the road, 5 to 6 days from now. That's going to be Centennial, Zythos, Citra, and Simcoe. Again, I'll put all of the recipe in the description of the video. So for the rest of this video, it's literally going to be sped up shit, I assume. We're going to chill it down the exact same way that I used to chill it down when I first started brewing. We're literally going to stick it in a bath of ice. We're not going to use any of the fancy gizmos that I've made over the years or copied from people. Point is, super easy. This is literally brewing. You do not need a ton of equipment. Cleanup can be done in your kitchen sink while the kids are sleeping. Like my 3 babies, they're all sleeping right now. The whole point is you can do all this within 2 hours. I think we started around, I don't know, 1 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now. You can brew a batch of beer within a few hours. You don't need to do a full day. If you want to go into all grain, you're going to end up doing 4, 5, 6 hours, which is fine. But we'll get into that video another time. It's not going to happen right now. So we're going to add the last addition of our hops. We're going to chill. We're going to transfer into our bucket, and then we are going to pitch our yeast, and that'll be the end of the brew day. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Velociraptor! Boom, boom, boom.
Go.
Ornaments, IPA, the Wrecking Crew Brewers, Velociraptor, Hood Ornament.
Alright guys, there you have it. I just added my last 2 hop additions for the Velociraptor Hood Ornament clone. My kids are sleeping right now. I literally did all of this extract brewing in 2 hours. You can do it too. There's no fucking excuse. Buy yourself a small pot, go to the store, get a fucking bucket, get a brewing extract kit. That's all you need to do. Drink a whole mess load of beers, become less sober than I am right now. JK, I'm not sober-ish. Anyway, point is, there's no excuse. If your kids are sleeping, make some good beer. Make some great fucking beer. Wrecking Crew Brew Works, 144 North Court Street, Medina, Ohio, 44256.